Today we will learn MySQL Python integration. See, the integration we have to so MySQL. Okay, so we installed MySQL workbench and we created a database, and using Python to that particular MySQL database, and then we retrieved that particular data, modified that particular data. So create, retrieve, update, delete operation. This is what computer science they use, CRUD operation. So with respect to data, you always do CRUD operation. So create, retrieve, update, and delete. These are the operations what you primarily do with the database. So now the integration of MySQL and Python. Okay, so that is what the task today, and we will be working this particular task in Pythonanywhere. Okay, so we'll be working on this particular activity in Pythonanywhere. So let me start. Say for example, in Pythonanywhere, you just have to click on the database. Okay, so you just have to click on the database. So once you click on the database, you see Postgres is there and MySQL database. Two RDBMS database is available here. Okay, so you have to create this particular database. Okay, it will be there. You just have to provide passwords, and then you just have to use that one. Now the thing is, if you see the MySQL program, okay, if you see the MySQL connection program, this is the program. Okay, very simple. Okay, so this is the program what you have to write. Now I'm taking that particular program. So this is the MySQL program for connection. Okay, so the details for the connection, first one is basically host, where you can find host here. So here they have given host address. Host address is basically the machine name where that particular database exists. Okay, so host name is basically this. Then immediately after that, your username will come. Okay, so you just have to paste this particular username. Then your password, you just have to provide a password. Okay, here. Okay, you have to create one set a password. In case you want some specific database, you can create one database also. Okay, so just give some name and create database. It will create a database. Now you see, say I think I've given MySQL root, maybe the password. Now you see this is the program. So you just have to take the program from the connection somewhere, and you just have to modify this much. Okay. So now what you can do? So this program you have to execute in a So we have to execute in the Pythonanywhere platform. So Rupam is asking. Yes, so Rupam is asking, sir, can we use Jupyter Lab as an online platform for doing our code? Because it's easier to use Pythonanywhere. Okay, so we can use Jupyter Lab. The problem is the Jupyter Notebook is a paid version here, one thing. Okay, so in Pythonanywhere, Jupyter Notebook is basically paid version. You have to upgrade this particular account, then only you'll get a Jupyter Notebook. Okay, that is the one reason. And the other reason, we have other IDEs like Code Collab. So this was also one platform where you can program Code Collab. So I just given some description of this particular platform. But in this particular platform, not all advanced libraries are available. So if you say import NumPy, it will say library is not available. So that's why we are not using this particular Code Collab also. And also next option is the Binder. Okay, so my Binder, if you remember, So my binder, you can connect with your GitHub and you can use. But again, here also the same problem. So in my binder also advanced libraries are not available. So you can give GitHub directory and you can start using the Jupyter notebook or Jupyter lab. But the problem is libraries you cannot use because they have not installed in their machine. Only in Python anyway you have installed the thing. But anyway, so if you want writing, if you want to write a program, then you can absolutely you can go to files. Okay, this ID is good actually. Say for example, some kind of lab one, and you can click on this particular program. It will take you to one simple IDE where you can do some edit operation. You can write your program. Okay, so that option is available here. Try to use. But one more reason why I am taking this particular, uh, the console, okay, is even the reason is in production. I already told, in production nobody uses the Jupyter IDE or Jupyter Notebook. Everybody uses only the basic basic editor, okay, available in the say Linux or Windows platform. So that is what exactly happens. So that's why we have to use only console. That is the best. Okay, so from last say 10 to 15 years, I'm doing coding, but always we can't use advanced IDEs. Only for learning purpose, it's fine. But when it goes to the next level, we can't use. So every time you have to use. Some difficulties there, but still we have to do. Okay, so that is the three reasons why we have to. We should not use Jupyter Lab. Only for learning purpose is fine, but definitely not in production. So, but anyway, here Pythonanywhere gives the we can work like a production machine. So we'll do that operation. But anyway, in files you can good editor is there. Otherwise, nano editor in terminal. Okay, so fine. So this is the program what I written, MySQL program. So now I want to write a program. I think you know the procedure. So I'll do the same operation. See here you can do, say for example, if you are not flexible in creating the directories, mkdir directories in console, then what you can do, you can create a directory here. So okay, so my SQL integration is the directory. Okay, so MySQL integration is the directory. So create the directory. Directory is created. Okay, so directory is created. Inside that, you create a file name. Okay, so connect with MySQL. Okay, connect with MySQL.py. .py is important, and don't give any space in the file name or folder name. Okay, that is recommended. Don't give any spaces in the file name. So just create this particular file. Then you will land up in this particular IDE. Just paste your program. That's all. So I just modify my database credential I given in this program, and I just modify it. Just save it. So just to save it here. Don't click on run. Okay. Do not click on run. Just go back to your console. Go back to your terminal. Okay. So go back to your terminal here. So now what you have to do, ls you type list. Okay, list displays all the files and folders. So cd called directory MySQL. Just type my and press tab. MySQL. Okay, just I just given 3 letters, and I just typed. It is taking some time. I don't know. MySQL. Yeah. So now the directory is called. Now you can see the that particular directory. Okay, the directory is not called my SQL. I call the directory. I'm just seeing what is present inside that. One program is there. You know how to run this particular program. How to run? So you just have to type Python, just Python or Python 3 is good. 3.8 is the recent version. So Python 3 you just type and then give the file name. Okay, just give the file name and run. Okay, so there is some problem. Access denied. Uh, Denied. Some issue is there. So maybe my credentials may be wrong. Okay, so I'll just go to program. Okay, so everything is correct only. So what we can do? Username is also fine. It is throwing access denied. Okay, so for this particular database, password is passed. Maybe password is wrong. So what I'll do? Database and I'll reset my password. So I'll just create a new password. So I'm just giving something like, MySQL, okay, password, MySQL password. Okay, so that is the, I'm just setting that as a MySQL. Okay, this one I gave and I'm just saving. So again, I'll try to run the same program. Yes, can you see here? So it is displaying the object, database connection object. So this is called database connection object. So if you are seeing this particular message, if you are able to get this object detail, then database connection is established. So what this program is doing, this program is just connecting with your MySQL. That's all. Okay. So this is first program, connection program done. Now what we will do? So the next one is again you can follow this particular the tutorial and you want to create one database. If you want to create a database, so this is the command what you have to use. Okay, so now what I'll do, I instead of editing in the same program, I'll just create I'll just create a new program and I'll just create one database. So now you can use this particular code. Okay, so to create a database. So now here where you have to modify, these are all database connectivity details. And here create database is the command. And here my database is there. Now this is basically variable. You can change this particular my database. See, I'm just give something like, say something like, Ohm's law table, something like, you just give Ohm's law table. Okay. So sorry, Ohm's law DB. Okay. So this is database, right? So I'm not creating Ohm's law DB, something like this. So now when you execute this particular code, it expresses the connection and also it creates one database, which the name of the database is Ohm's law DB. So let us run that particular thing. So to do that one, what you have to do, you just have to, go to this particular directory again and, here, create DB, okay, program. Okay. So this is the name what I gave for the file name. .py is must. Okay. So create that file. So once you create that file, paste that particular code. Okay. Then save it. Okay. I saved that particular code. Now I'm coming back to console, and what I'll do, I'll run that code. So to run that code, Python 3, okay, Python 3 space, okay, so create DB program. Just when you run this particular program, again, there is one issue. I think the password problem only more, maybe. Yeah. So the password is MySQL password. Okay. Save that program and run. Okay. So create database access denied. Okay. So to create database, what you have to do, you have to suffix, prefix this particular thing. Otherwise, what you can do for creation of database, so you can use something like OMDB. You just give here and just click on create database. Okay. Then what database will come here? So this is the database. Okay, so database is done. Now we'll go to the next thing. So that is creating a table. Okay, so creating a table. I'll just give you this particular link, and you can you can use. So creating a database is here. Creating, now you can use this particular code, make a connection between your database and create one table. So table creation. So take this particular code, and then I'm just going to the note. I'm just creating a code. So all your credentials. Okay. So take all your credential. Okay. So now here, MySQL, okay, password is the password. Okay, so this database name is basically you just have to take from here. Okay, so database name is basically this. Okay, so I am just pasting that one. Now here you see, here I'll just give consumers. Consumers is the table name, and CID is the ID for the particular consumer, which is basically primary key in the particular table. And they may be having some column like bill, okay, which is basically numeric. Okay, so numeric, that is 5-digit and 2 decimal places. Okay, sorry, I am creating the voltage, right? So I am just giving voltage value is basically numeric. Similarly, current value is also numeric. Okay, so current value is also numeric. So there are two columns are there, voltage and current. Two columns are there. One is basically customer ID, or here I'll call this as Ohm's law table, something like this. Ohm's law table. Ohm's law table, in that you have voltage and current columns. So now what I'll just copy this particular code, and I'll just go to this particular ID Pythonanywhere. I'll just create create a table program. Okay, so I just created one file, create table program, and I pasted my code. Okay, I pasted my code, and then I saved by clicking on save button. Then I went to this particular console, and then what I'll do, Python 3 space, okay, create, okay, create table program. So run that particular program. Can you see there? So program is successfully executed. So that means you have created a table. Okay, so now the table is available. Okay, now the table is available. Now what you have to do, you have to insert some record. You have to insert some record to that particular database. So to insert some record to the database, you have to use this code. Okay, so you have to use this addition 3 lines. Once you create a table, you can't create again because the table is already exist. To insert a record, I'll use this code. Connection detail remains same. Okay, insert into customer is basically home slot table name. Insert into this table name. What you have to insert? You have to insert what are the values you have to insert. You just have to give here voltage, and then you have to insert the current column information. So what you have to insert, say 230 volts, and current is 2 amps. Okay, so this is what you are trying to execute. So if you run this particular program, what happens? One record will be inserted into that particular table. Now I am just going back to this particular IDE, and again I am coming to the same folder where already two, 3 programs are there. So I'm just coming back to this particular things. I'm creating one, this one. So insert record. Okay, insert records dot py. So this is the file what I created. I'm just pasting the code what I synthesized. Then what do? You save that particular file and just go back to your console. Okay, and then type that execute that program by giving Python space insert record.py. So when you do this operation, see there is one program, my cursor is not defined. Okay, so my cursor is not defined. This is basically you have to create a cursor. Cursor is basically the pointer which points to the database. Okay, always that code should come. So cursor is created, then it will execute. So save it and come to the console and run the same current. Now you see the record is inserted. The record, that particular 230 volts and 2 amps data is inserted. Okay, so this is the insert program. Now similarly, so there is nothing changed. One or two lines to change the program to. Now see, creation table done and insert operation done. Okay, so now the thing is, let us retrieve that particular information in our program. So to retrieve that particular information in database, we call that kind of operation as select operation. So retrieve operation or view operation is basically select operation to fetching data from the database. For that you have to use this particular 3 lines of code. So then what I'm doing, I'm just executing the same thing. So same connection, establish the connection, create a pointer, and select star from this is basically the table name. Star means every column. Okay, retrieve every column from the home slot table and fetch all the things and store it in my result data set. And a data set may have n number of record, display one by one. So this is the this is what this particular code is doing. Okay, so then again go back to your Pythonanywhere, and what you can do, you can create one more file that is view records. Okay, view records.py. Okay, then press enter, and then you will go to editor, just paste your code. So after pasting this particular code, save it. So once you save that particular things, again come back to the console, and your file name is view record. Okay, just type v and press tab, you will get the complete file name and run that program. Can you see here? So it is displaying the records from the database. Okay, so that means creation table done and modification, that means insert operation done, and also R operation, retrieval operation done. Okay, you understood? So now specifically view some specific record. So something like you want only voltage. Okay, select voltage from the Ohm's law table. Okay, save it, and when you run that particular program in a command prompt, can you see only the voltage value is coming. Okay, only voltage value is coming. So in this way you can customize your retrieval work. Okay, you can change this particular query, and you can view any record. So this is how you can modify. And then the next one, what you have to understand is basically update operation. So if you want to update in record, then how to do that one again? After it is similar to insert operation only. Okay, which is similar to insert operation. Connection detail will be same for all. Connection details will be same for all. And here you can see here update Ohm's law table. Okay, so update Ohm's law table, that is, you just have to see the update Ohm's law table. Set what you want to change. Set say voltage. Okay, so set voltage is equal to so and so, where okay, so where something like something like current is equal to 2 amps. Whichever current is 2 amps, it will change all the records. Or you can give CID value, where CID value is only one record is there, record number 1. Okay, change the record number 1 and change the voltage value to something 235. Okay, 235. So this is the syntax to use the update operation. So now I'm just going to the IDE. I'm creating one more file. Okay, I'm just clicking on this particular folder and I created. So update, okay, record file I'm creating. Okay, so update record file I created. Then I'm pasting my code. Okay, and then I'm saving my program, and I'm just coming back to the terminal. And I'm trying to execute that particular program. That program is basically update program, update record. So when you update this one, so record is updated, and what you can do, you can execute view record. Okay, so view record, let us take I just modified that view record file as only voltage. Let's all the things. So star, click on save button, and just go back to this program and try to see view record file. Can you see here, earlier the voltage value was 230, now it become 235. So in this way you can update. So you can insert, you can retrieve, you can update, and the last operation is basically delete. Okay, so delete operation. CRUD means the last operation is delete. Delete also similar, okay, to select operation. So what you will be doing, you just executing delete query. Okay, so you are executing delete query. Now so what is the delete query? So this is the command. So it is better to use this particular syntax. So now you see, so what you want to delete. So delete from Ohm's law table. Okay, so delete from Ohm's law table, where where something current is equal to 2, something like that you can give. So or you can say voltage is equal to 230, 235, something like that also you can give. So voltage is equal to 230, delete. Okay, so where voltage is equal to 230, delete from this particular record where voltage is equal to 230. So like this also you can give. Okay, so this is the thing. So now when you run this particular program, let me run. Okay, so this should delete the record from the database. Okay, so delete record .py. .py is important. So I'm just pasting my program. I'm just pasting program. Okay. Yes. Okay. Save. After saving, I'm coming back to my console. I'm just typing. Okay. Delete record the file, the program I am executing. Okay. So that SQL is not defined. Okay. So SQL. Where is SQL? SQL is, one letter is missing. Okay. So SQL, save it and run this particular program. Okay, so there is check in the syntax. Okay, so only one parameter I'm passing. Okay, so only one parameter I'm passing. What parameters they are passing? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so okay, 230. Okay, you just have to provide that in the codes. Okay, because yeah, so this should be codes. Okay, yeah, you are saving and you are just coming back to try to run. Okay, so yeah, I think you have error in SQL syntax. Okay, so I just have to delete from table name where voltage is equal to percentages. Percentages is basically Ohm's law table. Is that spelling correct? Where voltage is equal to voltage is numerical value. Yeah, fine. Okay, so yeah, the other way, so directly I'll just write other way. So where voltage is equal to R, what I'll do, I'll just consider CID. So record number. So where record number is 1, okay. So delete that one. Let us see. So I'm just saving. Record number, whichever record is 1. Okay, again there is a. Can anybody debug this problem? Delete problem. What mistake I'm doing? Where CID delete from uh, this particular table. Table name is correct, Ohm's law table. Where CID, okay, CID column I have. Okay, when I am creating, I created CID. So let me view that particular record. View records. So CID value is there. One is the CID value.
So
Okay.
is it considered strings?
It is.
Is it considered a strings CID?
Yeah. So that we have to see. Maybe I don't know the whether that percentage D is there here. I don't know. It may be different in the you know uh, yeah, since it is it just replacement of this particular value here, then I think this should work. I think let me see. It just percentages only because you just have to replace that particular thing. Yeah, done. Okay. So this is the now that record is not there. Earlier we had a record. So when I typed view records, I used to get some record. Now you see no record is there. Okay. So to do that one again, you have to run the insert record. Okay. So we have already created insert record file. Now that file came, and if you see the record, that record will be there. So in that way you can we see we did particular all the operations here. Okay. So create, view, insert, modify, and delete operation. So with MySQL. So these are the 4 things you have to learn. So at last, I want to say a few things like the